rounds or less in our main events here at the Apex. Tail of the tape. Hermansson, 3 years older than the American Sean Strickland. Both fighters 6 feet 1 inches tall. The 1.5 inch edge in reach lies with the Norwegian Jack Hermansson. Setting the table one final time, Bruce Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the main event of the evening. Sanctioned by the Nevada State Athletic Commission, Chairman Stephen J. Klubeck, Executive Director Jeff Mullen. Our 3 judges scoring this contest in octagon side are Derek Clearly, Sal Amato, and Junichiro Kamijo. And when the action begins, our referee in charge of the octagon, Herb Dean. And now, for those in attendance and UFC fans watching around the world, this is the moment you've all been waiting for. Live from the UFC Apex in Las Vegas, it's time! 5 rounds in the UFC middleweight division. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, a mixed martial artist holding a professional record, 24 wins, 3 losses. He stands 6 feet 1 inch tall, weighing in at 185 and 1/2 pounds. Fighting out of Corona, California, presenting the number 7 ranked UFC middleweight contender in the world, Sean Tarzan Strickland. And now introducing his opponent, fighting out of the red corner, a mixed martial artist holding a professional record, 22 wins, 6 losses. He stands 6 feet 1 inch tall, weighing in at 185 and 1/2 pounds. Fighting out of Oslo, Norway, by way of Uddevalla, Sweden, presenting the number 6 ranked UFC middleweight contender in the world, Jack the Joker Hermansson.
All right, gentlemen, we've been over the rules. Protect yourself at all times. Follow my instructions. Keep it clean. Touch gloves. Let's do it.
Final touch of the gloves between Jack Hermansson, ranked 6th in the UFC middleweight division. Sean Strickland ranked 1 spot lower at 7, but he is the favorite at -220 in the matchup. 4th UFC main event for Jack Hermansson, 2nd straight for Sean Strickland. Middleweight title is on the line next Saturday night. No better time for these contenders to stand out. Hermansson's in the white, Strickland's in the black. Strickland has found a home here in Las Vegas. Extreme Couture, Eric Nixick, the coach in his corner, really found something with that camp there. And he certainly likes to fight in the Apex, get a home game, and with less of a full arena, more trash talk.
Well, you can literally walk to the gym in 5 minutes from here, on foot. So it is a home game, big time. Now, when you look at Sean, what you'll see is predominantly that left hand, that jab. He's going to pump that out over and over again. We were talking, Paul and I, saying, nothing fancy with what Sean does, but it's effective. It's the fundamentals. It's the jab, jab. He'll follow it up with a 1-2. Lots of volume, occasional kick here and there. And then if there's a separation, he will swing with some hooks.
Right now you see Hermansson really investing early in that calf kick.
Hermansson said he will be happy to exchange on the feet with Strickland, but on his terms. Wants to be careful to not fight on Sean Strickland's game plan, and there he shoots in for a takedown.
But that's what he was always going to do. He can stand and say that I'm going to stand with Sean all night. I don't bite for a second. I don't. This is how Hermansson wins his fights. Look at the fight against Edmund Shabazian.
Yep.
I think sometimes in fighters' minds and in all of our minds, guys that competed at this level, you want to do those things. You want to, but when it comes down to it, your instincts and what you've trained to do is going to take over. Nice job here, Hermansson.
Look at Strickland right back to his feet.
Yeah, this is key. This opening exchange of grappling is going to be key to see how this fight is going to go, in my opinion. If Jack struggles now,
yeah.
I don't think that's going to get any better as the fight goes on.
No, he's got to be careful with his gas tank. He's got 5 rounds. Trying to get these takedowns over and over is exhausting.
Strickland able to fight that one off as they return to the center. 3 minutes to go, round 1.
But he can use that to mask his own strikes. Have Sean think that he's going to go for a takedown, to shoot for the legs, and then come upstairs with the hands. There's the jab, but it was much more labored. It wasn't as snappy as Sean's. And by the way, Sean's got a really good ground game. And he's so careful what you wish for.
His defense on the feet as well is kind of underrated too. It doesn't look like his hands are quite where they should be, but he avoids punches. He gets out of the way. He moves just enough. I mean, and Sean looks like he's not even breathing.
Strickland was last in action July of last year when he went the distance against Uriah Hall and really just put a beating on Uriah Hall over 5 rounds, and that certainly brought him to a new level.
Yeah, exactly, because, listen, standing and going toe-to-toe with Uriah Hall for 5 rounds, that's not an easy thing to do. When people fight Uriah Hall, typically they'll mix in takedowns and wrestle him and things like that. There was none of that with Sean. He stood toe-to-toe 5 rounds and beat him at his own game. All right, it wasn't as flashy as Uriah, but it was certainly more effective. There's a nice jab that got through. Jack's chipping away with those legs, but those inside low kicks there to the thigh, whilst they're bothersome, if you're conditioned and you've done this for long enough, it ain't going to slow you down too much. The calf kick is different, the outside of the thigh. But inside thighs, you know, yeah, they hurt. And if you're good enough, but those ones so far, they're just distractions.
Strickland looked to follow the jab up with the right cross. Final minute of round number 1.
And it just seems to me that Sean is taking his time, right? He's really feeling him out with this jab, setting things up. Then you see, now they start to see the right hand just start to come along a little bit more and a little bit more.
Hermansson 0 for 2 on takedown attempts. Seems to just be a question of when he attempts the next one, but all on the feet right now.
It's very competitive, though. You know, neither man really taking much of an advantage.
No, you've got Jack landing quite a few leg kicks. Strickland pumping out that jab.
Round 1 in the books. Quick 30-second break. Back after this.
Got it. Hey, a couple deep breaths. Breathe for me. Hey, good round. Keep touching, keep poking. Here's the thing. Every time we drift towards his right side, that's when he's taking advantage of the calf kick. When we're throwing our jab, he's slipping hard off the lead side. So if you can flick the same side up there, you're going to walk him right into it. What you got, coach?
I'm trying to see it. I'm trying to see it.
Yep, keep poking. Stays open right when Hey, sharp work now. Good bounce. Eye this motherfucker. Let's go. Let him see you now.
All right, let's take a look at some of the action here from round 1. The jab was often and busy there for Strickland. Nice knee to the body. Almost got the cup there. Good body shot there. And Jack was also attacking the calf, attacking the inside leg, but pretty competitive and back and forth.
Striking numbers slightly in favor of Strickland, but certainly not a washout. Very tightly contested first rounds. Hermansson aggressive to start round 2.
Jack needs to push forward more. He needs to get Sean on the back foot because Sean's planting his feet and using the jab really well. Going to put him on the back foot. Of course, he's trying to mix in the takedowns as well. And that will assist.
See most people commenting there. They have at 10-9 for Hermansson, round 1.
Yeah, and I
He
think
landed
I'd
all the
agree.
leg kicks. That's really all that's really happened. Attempted takedowns, good defense from Strickland. But I feel like Sean is just taking his time. I mean, there's 5 rounds here for these guys to fight.
And he talked to us about how he prefers 3-round fights because he can sprint harder for 15 minutes. He
So
wants
you
to
see
be able to
maybe-
stay
yeah,
at the
he's-
same level over 25.
Yeah, he's kind of coasting right now. He's taking his time, but you know, you look for the momentum to build in a fight. You start chipping away when you're having success. You wear them down, and then when their defenses get lower, as they get more tired and you do more damage, that's when you start to pour on the pressure.
Easy defense for Strickland on the takedown attempt from Hermansson.
Yeah, it seemed like Jack didn't fully commit to that one. And that's smart. If you shoot in on a takedown and it's not there and you know it as a fighter, back out, look for another chance. Don't force the issue. And that's not to say that if you're a wrestler and you chain your attempts together, I'm not saying that. He was so far out from that one, it's like, I'm not even gonna put myself in a bad position.
He was also so far out of range with that combination as well, swinging at fresh air there.
Watch the barrier, there we go. Good thing. Watch the cage.
Oh,
that's nice.
Hermansson, probably his best combination of the fight.
I mean, Jack was right. He said, I'm not afraid to stand and exchange. That's what he's doing.
And Strickland's using that double jab, following it up with the right.
I hate to say it, if you can't take him down, he's got no choice.
Yeah, but Sean's got to start getting busier with the punches.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, nice body kick there from Hermansson. I mean, the defense is there.
Well, they're not the best takedown attempts, you know, with respect. He's shooting from a little far out, so that's allowing Sean to defend quite easily. Stepping back, lowering his hips. There's a nice body shot.
Strickland, of course, made his presence known as a middleweight when he was trash talking with Jack Marshman for all 15 minutes of that fight.
I felt so sorry for Jack Marshman in that fight.
But he's been quiet since then. You know, he hasn't kind of.
I don't know. He was talking a little in the Uriah Hall fight, I think.
So far, silent. 90
Silent.
seconds to go.
See, the thing is, in that Marshman fight, he had his number. He was picking him apart.
Right.
So then you can't afford to start having a little fun. When the stakes are high like this, when it's very evenly matched and neither man has, you know, established dominance yet, you ain't got time for that. No time for showboating and proving that you're the man and you're being
you
funny
got to
in
find
there.
your way into the fight first.
You got to not get knocked out.
Yeah.
You see the difference in the attack. Strickland mostly to the head. Hermansson mixing it up to the body and the leg strikes. But the striking numbers are still very, very close. Under a minute to go, round 2. Another jab that catches the target for Strickland.
Sean needs to follow it up with the right hand now. Start putting some combinations together. Cut the cage off. Go to the right now because Jack's going to exit to the left. See what I mean? He's going to cut the cage off and force him back. Then let go. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2 to the body. Inside low kick, 1, 2.
Sean's starting to pick up the kicking game here, too. He's landed a few good left kicks to the body, starting to use that front kick. I think that's going to open things up for him more if he can start putting things together with the kicks and then his punches. There it is again. Nice lead front kick.
Final 5 seconds of round number 2. Oh! Right from Strickland.
Big shot.
There's the horn as Strickland was going to let him back to his feet. If there was any question about that round 2, Strickland ended it.
Just took that one.
Hey, you having some fun yet, you sick fuck? Holy shit. Beautiful. Hey, listen, I just need to keep poking with the jab hand. Good job on changing the level with the body shot. That's going to keep investing, right? Stay on that midline body shot. Reload it. Hey, you having fun? Holy fuck.
Thanks, Coach. Good, Cardiff was good.
doesn't need the full minute.
I like that, Teddy Atlas. He's so right. Strickland just does such a good job of slipping, just steps just out of range, but he stays in so that he can re-engage when he wants to on his terms. But if you notice throughout this fight, especially with the punching exchanges, he really doesn't eat much shots.
So that one that put him down there, it wasn't actually a flush shot. It was
Kinda
more
knocked him off
Hermansson off balance. It was blocked by the forearm, but still.
Judges don't know that.
The judges do not see that.
Coming up next Saturday, mixed martial arts at the highest level will be on display in Houston. It's UFC 271, Israel Adesanya, Robert Whittaker, the championship rematch. You can only catch it on ESPN Plus next week. And that's a big thing with Nixick, right? We mentioned the short corner work. Strickland was on his toes for the last 30 seconds of that corner. Nixick likes that from his fighters. Play that mental game while Hermansson was on the stool. Let him see you bouncing on your toes and ready to get back to work.
Well, yeah, because if you're on the other side, it can be demoralizing. You're starting to feel the pressure. You're starting to get tired. You're breathing heavy. And then you look across the octagon and you see a man that all week has spoken about wanting to kill someone in the octagon, and they're not even tired and they're walking back and forth. It's not a good feeling.
Stiff jab from Strickland.
This is good for Jack, though. This is what he needs to do. Cut the cage off. But then he lets him off the hook. Then he backs up.
Are either of you surprised that he's only attempted so far 4 takedowns?
No.
Hasn't really committed to keep going for it?
No, because they've been unsuccessful. And when they're unsuccessful, then what's the point in wasting energy?
Yeah, you start doubting yourself that you can even do it. And they haven't even, if they've been close, or if he got him down for a little bit, Strickland got back up, then you would see more attempts. But they really haven't even been that close. They've just been shucked off, and not a non-issue, really, for Sean.
And you allow yourself to be found, well, you find yourself in bad positions as well from sloppy takedown attempts. And it requires a lot of energy.
Strickland still working behind the jab and staying on the outside while Hermansson tries to figure out a way in.
Like even that, see how he just gets out of the way. He doesn't slide all the way back to the fence. He doesn't run around the cage. It's a battle of inches, really. Big body kick there.
Halfway. Nice, good read.
See, boom, there it is again.
Yeah, his movement is strong. To your point earlier, or I can't remember if you were saying it, Michael, Strickland just plays like this guy who only fights, I just want to brawl, but he is technically very sound.
Oh, absolutely. You know, his fundamentals particularly are very strong. Defensively good. His footwork is, you know, he can be elusive when he needs to be.
He
He comes
there.
forward.
Nice kick, though.
There's a good kick. Jack's going to go again, though. When he backs him up like that, he's got to go again.
That could even be what Sean is hoping for, right? Okay, and then as he comes in, he looks to counter, because right now, he'll slide back and he's not trying to counter. No, there's a right hand.
Come down the middle on it.
Hermansson in once again. And Strickland just staying out of danger. 1 minute to go, round number 3.
Yeah, Sean's essentially winning this fight with a jab, which is what he does in a lot of his fights. But typically by this point now, he's started to let go with some other combinations.
But if you're winning the first 3 rounds with the jab. And again, that first round was close. First round was close, but
first round
if
was
the jab's
debatable.
working, keep going, right?
100%. If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Yeah, he's been quite reserved with his right hands. I'm wondering if he's going to unleash that, though, when he feels like the time is right, if he can keep pumping that jab and then take him off guard.
I mean, that is insane. 49-9 in terms of head strikes.
Right, and Hermansson's side, he's under 10% on head strike accuracy. So Strickland has just been dodging any of the heavy artillery as we hit the final 10.
Yeah, he's just missing. I mean,
but this was never going to be how Jack Hermansson wins this fight, though. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Standing and outboxing him, that was never the path to success.
That's awesome. Make sure you breathe in here. Hey, so he got the jab game respected now. He's parrying hard, right? He's parrying hard rear hand. So jam that rear hand with the jab, come down the pipe with the cross.
Get closer.
Yep, hey, bring it twice then. Bring your feet with you. I see it. I can only tell him so much. Hey, double jab, right, find your 6, he's dipping. Little bounce, let him see your sick ass.
There's a big body kick. Sorry, I'm listening to
I think it's Chris Curtis.
Chris Curtis
yeah.
giving some advice to Nixick and Sean, saying 4-3 and we go home. Beautiful jab, and that's really just been the story of the fight so far. Hermansson's doing just fine. He's landing good leg kicks, some good body kicks, but just missing big.
Coming up in a couple of weeks, February 19th, it's another big-time UFC Fight Night from the Apex. You got former champ, future Hall of Famer Rafael Dos Anjos, who is ready to take on rising star Rafael Fiziev. The entire night of action will be right here on ESPN+, main card 7 Eastern.
Crazy to think that that's his first fight since we fought.
Dos Anjos, right?
Yeah.
Late 2020.
I mean, this is better from Jack, but it's what he needs to do. He needs to keep up a sustained, heavy pressure attack. Of course, that's hard to do. It's hard to do on the gas tank, and it's hard to do generally against a skilled opponent. But it's his only path to victory, because standing at range, exchanging blows is not working. He's not landing, he's getting outstruck, he's getting outworked, he's swinging at fresh air. He needs to go forward being aggressive. He has the power and the stature and the strength to do that. And as I say, it's the only way he's going to win this fight.
Another takedown attempt. He's probably as deep on this one as he has been on any of them so far.
Yeah, this is at least an attempt here. Now he can start trying to chain things together here.
He ain't chaining anything with his head pushed down like that, though. That's the first thing you do.
He's got to address that.
Yeah, push down on the head, and then therefore you lose all your strength.
Sean Strickland came into this fight with the best striking defense in middleweight history at above 73%. That's not among active middleweights. That is UFC middleweight history. He has been as tough to hit as any fighter out there.
This is certainly going to help that stat.
Yeah, Hermansson's landed just over 30% here, so the trend is holding, and 6 for 6 on keeping his feet for takedowns.
Oh, nice right
cross.
hand.
Bevegelse igjen. Hold bevegelsen i gang, hold bevegelsen i gang. Gå helt ut og begynn på nytt. Good, stay sharp, buddy. Good defense. Beautiful, Sean. Really good chance.
And Strickland is still just as fresh as the start of the fight.
Because he's fighting at his pace, right? He has such a knack for making everyone fight how he wants to fight. He drags them into this pace. And making you miss certainly helps. Making them miss is going to fatigue them.
Yep.
And he's just moving just slightly out of the way. There's a right hand got through. Oh.
Answered by the jab and a kick. And it's just wild. Yes, I asked Strickland this week, do you lift weights? Do you go on a treadmill like ever? He's like, no way, man. I just fight. All I do is spar.
But that's where he gets his cardio, though. I mean, he's got fight cardio because he's always fighting.
I would like to see Sean attack a little more, though. If I'm being
reserved
honest.
here.
He's being very reserved. He's picking away with jabs. Right? He wants to fight for the belt. He wants to make a case. You know, you have got to, and typically it does bring a lot of excitement. And whilst I understand this is a chess match, and Jack Hermansson is a very tricky, tough, skilled opponent, I'd like to see him now. You've got the measure. You're way ahead on points. You're controlling the fight. Let's put a little sting on it now. Let's see some nastiness. Let's go for the finish. You know what I'm saying? Because you want to make a point. You want to beat Brunson or Cannonier for the title shot. You want to make a case to say, hey, the winner of Adesanya and Whittaker next week, they need to fight me. Look at what I just did. And whilst this is a very impressive performance, and it is very hard to do this, he's not selling himself as the next champ just yet, in my humble opinion.
Final minute of round number 4.
Yeah, I agree, though, Michael. I think he's got to pick up if he wants to jump the line.
Yeah,
now he's giving those guys an opportunity where if they go out, Brunson has a fantastic performance, and vice versa, they're going to make their case.
Yeah, I want to clarify. I'm not hating on what he's doing. I'm saying if he wants to be next in line, you know, he needs to make a bigger statement. What he's doing is great. He's clearly in control of this fight. That's without question. And that's impressive against Hermansson. And he's cruising towards a 5-fight win streak. But it's that there, cruising towards. I don't want to see potential title challengers cruising to victories. I want to see them taking
Hermansson's letting some things go here, too. He's landed a few of his own jabs, some nice leg kicks. But
well, Hermansson's going to have 5 more minutes to, one would think, need a finish to get a victory, and the first bit of blood coming from the nose of Strickland.
Huh? Hey, let's go. Listen, stay sharp for me. 5 minutes of being sharp. He's going to come out hard. He's going to try to look for a finish early, and once we fucking work that away, he's done. Hey, stay on your stick, win this fight, be smart. What do you got, Coach?
All right, let's take a look at this. Some nice kicks by Sean. Started bringing him upstairs. Of course, the jab, that's been there all night long. Does a good job of doubling that one up. And Jack's just out of range. There's a nice head kick that caught the mark. There was a bit more pressure from Jack towards the end of the round, coming in with a jab there. But Jack, generally, we see these weird angles, and he dips his head.
well, that's why Chris Curtis calling for the uppercut.
Yeah, coming up next, don't miss a recap of all the action on the UFC Fight Night post show on ESPN+. Michael Chiesa and Alan Joban join Karen Bryant for all the highlights and analysis. Plus, Megan O'Leary has interviews with the big winners from tonight's card. There have been a bunch of them, only on ESPN+. Fifth and final round from the UFC Apex here as we open the month of February. Mentioned the damage opened up on Sean Strickland. First bit of it showing, and Hermansson, as you would expect, foot on the gas pedal to start the final round.
Yeah, it has to be. If he wants to win this fight, he has to empty the tank. And by doing so, he leaves himself exposed. But it's the only way he's going to win this fight. It could be 4-0 Sean Strickland, or maybe 3-1. But either way, Sean is way ahead on the scorecards.
Jack's going for it there. You got to appreciate that right now. He's trying to, still looking for the finish.
Yep, I agree. He's just out of range.
Live odds, Strickland.
Wow.
Minus 5,000.
Wow.
To get the job done.
Place a bet the other way just for fun.
10-1. Yanni the Greek
Yeah.
will tell you there's no value there, but that's for a different show.
What if you put $100 grand on?
I don't have Bisping money.
I don't have that either, but I'm just saying, if you did, it'd be a safe bet, I think.
Well, Hermansson certainly is pressuring, but Strickland cool as a cucumber as he continues to keep the fight where he wants it. Quick 1-2, and they're back to the center. Superman punch for Hermansson.
There's a good shot, that connected, and that's what he needs more of.
I mean, Hermansson really picking it up in the 5th round. That's impressive to see.
Strickland
Especially
is
in a
over.
striking affair.
Yeah. Strickland has eclipsed the 100 mark. Nice 1-2 there. in terms of total strikes and significant strikes. 3 minutes left for Hermansson to try to earn a finish. I mean, look at that defense. Just like it's nothing.
There you go.
It's definitely a better round for Hermansson. He's definitely fighting
he's picking
the
it
mark
up
a little bit. Yeah, he's more output. There's a nice body shot.
There we go.
And you see a little look of concern on Sean's face.
Nice. We've seen everything here. Half pulls. Think the first. Das Teams fucking. Come on, pressure. 2 minutes left. 2 minutes left. 2 minutes, buddy.
I mean, Sean's defensive footwork is very nice. Backs up, goes to the right, doesn't allow himself to be pinned up against the fence, and then just goes back to work with the jab.
That lead leg of Strickland's going to be sore. That's about it. Nose.
There's a nice kick from Sean.
Knows as if this isn't just another day at the office in training,
true.
you know?
Lands that right hand. Inside leg kick again from Jack. Really attacked the legs throughout this fight well, but has just been out of range when it comes to the boxing. Obviously landed some. We busted the nose of Strickland.
There we
Single
go.
leg. Does he notch a takedown?
I mean, he's emptying the tank here. He's really going for it, exerting a lot of energy.
Even if he gets it, there's a minute left. He's better off just trying to throw down on the feet.
Head strikes, 15% accuracy from Hermansson as Strickland has just put on a master class on how to stay at distance, use his jab. 8 for 8 on takedown defense. This will be 6 straight victories, 5 in a row for Sean Strickland in the middleweight division.
And his biggest win yet. You know, Jack Hermansson's a serious contender. He's a man that's respected by the MMA community all over the world.
Come on.
And now Sean wants to throw it down.
There we go. I thought we were going to get a lot more of this, but with 10 seconds to go.
In the fucking middle. I said in the middle. In the middle. Fucking pussy.
Rated R. Sean Strickland, 25 minutes. And what a performance it was as he keeps rising. We'll hear from him coming up next. Well, good sportsmanship. As mentioned, there's no animosity between these two guys. Sean Strickland doesn't really need that to fight. Neither does Jack Hermansson. 5 hard rounds for the native Swede, who now calls Oslo, Norway home, but the moment's going to belong to Southern California Sean Strickland, who has certainly found something since moving to Las Vegas and moving up to the 185-pound division. And for Sean Strickland, he's 24-3 entering this one. He's about to be 25-3. He knew that it was just a matter of putting the pieces together to really kind of make that run, and he has done so. Let's make it official one final time. Here's Bruce Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 5 rounds, we go to the judges' scorecards for a decision. Derek clearly scores the contest, 49-46, Strickland. Sal Diamato scores it, 48-47, Hermansson. And Junichiro Kamijo scores it, 49-46, for the winner by split decision, Sean Strickland.
Fucking warrior, man. Let's fucking go. It was an honor, bro. Thank you.
I'm here with the winner, Sean Strickland.